Hello, ham radio operators and electronics experimenters world around. I'm Dave Casler, amateur radio call sign KE0OG, here with another Ask Dave video. What we're doing today is taking a look at two soldering irons. They're both portable, both made by the same company. This one right here, which uses a nickel-cadmium battery, is their model 7700, called the Quick Charge Rechargeable Soldering Iron Kit. And this includes a battery charger and everything with it, and two soldering tips. You can acquire more tips through the factory. I did the review of this in video number 77. That was a long time ago, 2017. Well, they contacted me fairly recently and asked if I would like to review their Model 7700 Quick Charge Rechargeable Soldering Iron. I said, well, I think I already have. Do you have anything that has a lithium-ion battery in it? They said, yes, we do. And it's this one right here, the Model 8000 Power Pro Advanced Rechargeable Soldering Iron Kit. Now, it's interesting if you compare the text on the front here. Solid construction on both, quick charge on both, unsurpassed safety features, impressive performance on both, and the pictures are almost identical, not quite. They say pretty much the same thing on the other side, except for the name change. Back here, they've got the applications just right as before, and uses the same tips. Okay, so basically what they've done in this is they've created a lithium battery, which personally I think is a lot better than NiCad batteries. These NiCad batteries, they develop a memory effect and stuff like that. I mean, they do work, but you've got to be careful how you treat your battery. Now, this is the lithium-ion one, and if you take it out of the box, it looks about the same. Here it is. This is blue, and this one is gray. Now, note what it says underneath. Model 7700. This says Model 7700. They used the identical, absolutely identical mold for the plastic. And it still says 7700. It's actually the 8000 model. Note that they both have little flashlight type bulbs here, and they stick the tips in the same way. Now, full disclosure, when I first got this, it would not hold the tip by itself. You're supposed to be able to put the tip in just like that, and it will hold it for temporary use, or if you want, you can tighten down on the screws and make it hold it harder. This one has shorter screws, so that works a little better. Anyway, I sent it back to them, and they very kindly fixed it so that it now holds that. That's all you need to do, is push that in to these holes right here on the top. Now, the way you operate this, they're identical between them, is there is a turnable push button. Right here is lock, so you can't push it by accident. Over here is use, and that turns it on. And it doesn't take too long. Now, why that's not an LED, I have no idea, but it is an old incandescent thing. Now, this won't last terribly long without charging, because you are putting a lot of heat into this. So each comes with a charger. And here are the two chargers. Now, it is absolutely key not to mix them up. This is the gray, and it charges the NiCad batteries, and you just put it in there like that. Doesn't stick or anything, just put it in like that. Now, the one that is blue here, you put it in, it sits a little firmer in there, but not terribly, so don't knock it over. This one you plug into the wall, and out of this is 3.2 volts for recharging that single lithium-ion battery inside here. Now, what they do tell you is never put a blue in a gray or a gray in a blue. Okay, because you charge these batteries differently. The lithium-ion batteries have a different charge cycle from the NiCad, so they both work about the same. Okay, now let's just see how we use one of these in operation. By the way, I get the impression that these are made in America for two reasons. One, It says nowhere on either one of these that it's made in China or printed in China. It says made in USA right there. Now, and the other way I could tell was that all of the parts were just put into the box. There is a small user manual, I'll point out in here, a small user manual. Also included in the box is a catalog, and the catalog shows all the different tips that you can get. High efficiency tips, standard tips. You can get them in a nice little bag with other things you can put on it. You can get all of these. The Smart Solder series. These are both of these. They're still selling this one. Right here with the NiCad battery. Okay. And it tells you which tips come with it. Okay. The high efficiency tips come with this one. Okay. A toolkit. Butane torch. Butane powered. And the so-called Smart Torch. Butane cartridges and so on, and more things that you can do. Some silver bearing solder paste that you can put on things, drain cleaning gun, non-threaded CO2 cartridges, and so on. So you can get a lot of things from these people, and they respond fairly quickly. Now, I thought what we'd do to show how this works is just simply solder something. So we have this board, which is a brand new board. This type of board doesn't have any connections between, it's just holes. So you have to do sort of a little, what they call Manhattan style connecting across here to get your things connected. This is obviously for breadboarding. So here is a resistor, typical 1/4 watt resistor. Let's just stick this through a couple holes here, pull that down, spread these apart. Okay. Now let's get some solder. I have some right here. I've been working on this radio kit. That's a QRP Labs QMX Plus, and it's almost finished. Almost. Okay, so I put that solder tip in there. Let's look at the other solder tip they include in here. These, I'll tell you, these should be in a plastic bag. Okay? They're so small that if somebody pops the cover even a little, it can fall out. Here's one for big stuff, like soldering coax connectors and so on. This one is for little stuff, and you can find them all in between. So we put this on use, we hold this down, and we see how long it takes to melt solder onto that tip, which needs to be tinned anyway. So we'll just hold this for a little bit until that gets warm. And now, you see, we're putting solder all over the tip. I'm going to just clean that right in there. Okay, and then we're going to solder this right there. Okay, now don't touch that on anything because it's hot and it will stay hot for a while. But we have appropriately soldered this on this circuit board. Now note that there was just a little bit of a wait before we were able to solder this, and then you could solder it and put it down. Now this is my regular soldering station, a Yihua 853D, okay, which does solder and it does hot air for rework. It's got a small power supply in here with an adjustable voltage and all kinds of things that you can do. This is what I use for soldering on that. I've got the bigger tip on here because I'm soldering connectors and stuff like that, which take a little more heat. One thing to remember, even with these, is that after it says it's the right temperature, you've still got to wait a little bit because the temperature sensor is down here. So it's got to wait until the tip itself gets all that hot, which doesn't take terribly long. Okay, and again, to take the tip out, all you need to do, and it's still probably pretty warm, is just pull it right out, and it's out. That makes it very convenient to change tips. Whereas to change tips, if you're using the soldering station, can be quite an undertaking because this whole thing is hot. And so what I usually use is a pair of pliers, and I spin this, hold this like this, and we'll do it one more time. Spin like that, and then everything comes apart. There's the little nut There's the sleeve that holds things on. Here is the soldering tip. And the white part is actually the heating element, and the little part at the end is the thermometer. Okay, so it's a lot more complex. My recommendation to the manufacturers is to package the tips and stuff in plastic or in a little plastic bag or something when they put them in there. I know that's an extra step in manufacturing, but that way you have a far higher assurance of getting what you want. I strongly recommend the lithium ion over the NiCad. The problem with the NiCad is if you recharge it too frequently, it develops a memory in the battery, and it won't charge beyond that point very much, and you can lose capacity in the battery, whereas the lithium ion don't have that problem at all, and you can do the same things with them. They need to change their die so that this is the 8000. Do we want to take a look inside just to see what's in there? Why don't we do that? Now, you shouldn't do this because I believe it does nasty things to the warranty. Okay, let's take it open. And what we see is a single cell, 22650, okay, 2000 milliamp hours. It's 2 watt hours at 3.2 volts, okay? And the switch is very simple in how it works. You push that button and it comes down and touches that screw right there. You see the light come on, okay? And so that's what's inside of it. I mean, it's nothing fancy, but it does the job very well. And they use fairly sturdy wire, as you can see right here, to deliver current to the tip. There's nothing in here that I would call user serviceable. It's designed to be kept closed, but now you know what's inside of it. Now, one thing to note, if you turn this down to here, to the lock, it stays there. It won't go down and touch these two. Now, note there's a little divider right here. That divider goes between there. When we put it down all the way, the divider also comes up between these copper tips right here. So you want to make sure that it goes back together properly. So this is a nice little handy tool to have. If you're in an RV and something goes sideways on you, you can have a stab at fixing it with this. If you are working in an outbuilding and there's no electricity and you need to solder a couple pieces of wire together, this is a good thing to do, and so forth. Okay, so there you have it. The blue one still says 7700 on. They need to fix that so you get the model right, because if you were to take a black and white picture of that, you wouldn't be able to tell it's blue or gray. Okay, so blue in blue charger, gray in gray charger. Handy little device. Now that we've talked about the soldering iron, guess what I've got in my hand? I have some quarters, 8 of them to be exact, 8 quarters. That's $2. Can you afford $2 a month for these videos? I put out 3 shorts, 3 longs, and a live stream every week. And you're welcome, certainly, to participate in the live stream. If you'd like to ask a question for Ask Dave, send it to Casler28, CASLER28 @gmail.com. And you can attach photographs, whatever you'd like. Also, the $2 a month really helps do things like help pay my assistant, help buy things for review, and all of the other expenses that go along with that, like camera equipment, microphones, headphones, so on and so forth. So, until we next meet, 73.